Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Ladies Lounge. I am your hostess, MCA Aldridge, aka Pastor Michelle Aldridge. It is so wonderful to have you here on our new season, of the Ladies Lounge. This is our new setup. We are here at the Ladies Lounge to learn, to lull. Oh, don't you see I'm lulling on the couch? We got a couch now. Learn, lull, and laugh. And today, for our premiere for the Ladies Lounge, I am so excited. Oh my gosh, because we are here to learn about being all dolled up. Oh my gosh, guess what? This season, we have so many wonderful guests lined up. We have testimonials, we have book authors, we have fashion, we have so many wonderful things that we're going to talk about this season on the Ladies Lounge. Oh my gosh, it is not just for the women, it's also for the men. And I'm telling you that God is good. He has kept us through this entire pandemic. We have been blessed to not only have been in a tumultuous time on this planet Earth with this virus, but God has brought us through. We lost some loved ones, we lost some friends, but nonetheless, God is good. But this episode, first episode of the Ladies Lounge, we have a fantastic makeup artist. Her name is Natiesha Josephs, and she's going to talk about all dolled up, being all dolled up. Us as women being dolled up, looking our best. And she is
Hello.
going to talk about being all dolled up here on the Ladies Lounge. Miss Natiesha Joseph. I always say Latasia, but she's Natiesha. Glory to God. She's going to talk about just what to do, us ladies. Let me tell you something. The gentlemen like to talk about us using MAC makeup because it's expensive, but I like MAC makeup. I'm going to make that as a disclaimer right now. And she is going to talk to us about being all dolled up.
Yes. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for that, Audrey. It's a blessing and a pleasure to be here with all of you tonight to do something that I absolutely love doing, which is makeup. Not something that I intended or planned on doing in terms of a career. It's just, I would say, my God-given talent. It was just something that I fell in love with. So I'm super happy to be here with you ladies tonight to show you guys how easy it can be to achieve an everyday look. And then you can transition your look and how to transition your look into a night look. So let's get started. I have no makeup on. This is actually my first time ever coming on anything with no makeup. This is the first time ever. So flaws and all. This is what my skin looks like before I start putting makeup on. So of course I did prep my skin. So I always prep my skin prior to doing the makeup. It's important that you prep your skin because you want to have a good foundation. Just like when you're building a house, if you don't have a good foundation, you can't build a strong house on top of it. So, almost the same thing. So I always like to start off with my moisturizer. One of the things that I like to use is this Bare Minerals Skin Longevity. It's a serum. I like to use it as my moisturizer before I put my makeup on. You can still do a moisturizer over it, but I just put that on. It has a nice texture, so it also works as my slash primer. I have normal skin, so I don't always do a primer. I feel like if you have oily skin or maybe very dry skin, maybe perhaps then, and you feel like you need a little extra, then you can probably do a primer. All right, so I have my skin prepped already. For daytime, meaning you're just running out, you're doing something quick, you know, you just want to look presentable. So what I like to start off with, what I'm using is a tint. It's a tinted moisturizer. It's called Face and Body by MAC. My kit is condensed, so I don't have it in the original packaging. So I can only tell you the name of it. It's in a little squeeze tube bottle, and it's called Face and Body. It's a very sheer foundation, very see-through. Once I apply it, you will see. It's very easy to use. You don't even have to use a brush to apply. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes. It's the 170 MAC foundation brush. And this is what I use to do my foundations, blend my foundations, slash anything liquid or cream. So with the tint, which is, it looks, you see, it's like this in consistency. It's very sheer. So I like to warm it up. You can even put it on the back of your hands and warm it up. You can warm it up like this. It's very easy if you don't want to use a brush. That's how simple it is. And then you can simply go in like that. But I'm going to go in and finish with my brush. But it's very easy. So this is how you're going to blend. I'm going to go in like this. See, I'm just giving it some strokes, very easy. And you pretty much just blend it in till everything is even. See, it's very sheer and light. Already you can see a light coverage. My skin looks very even. See, you're gonna go like this. You're just gonna blend everything in. I'm okay with blending foundation into the neck. I'm okay with that. So sometimes, depending on the foundation, you can also blend it all the way down into the neck. So very sheer, very light coverage, even, and it does give you a little glow. This particular tint is good for any skin type, oily or dry. But if you don't want the glowiness, feel free to set it with a powder. It's long wearing. So now I just have the tint. Now what I like to do is get a concealer for the parts of my face that may need extra coverage. Like, of course, my problematic area is my chin area right here. And I'm a little dark under my eyes. So what I like to do is use this particular concealer, which is NC, this color is NC45. It's a pro long wear concealer. I absolutely love this concealer because it's water resistant. It's long wearing. It doesn't crease up, and it dries down. So what I like to do is just take one pump, very small amount, and I like to use my blending brush. This is the brush that I like to use, very small and tapered and flat. It's not very fluffy, but I mean, if you have a fluffy brush, as long as it's small and it can fit under your eyes or in the areas that you just want to touch up. So what I like to do, I just stipple a little bit in there and go into the areas that need the extra coverage. And if you notice, I'm stippling, I'm not wiping. I'm kind of stippling because I want to build up the coverage. I want to build it up. So I have my little mirror, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And this is just in the areas that I have, you know, my most issues with, that I would like to cover a little bit more. So I blend everything out. But if you notice, when I'm building up coverage, I like to stipple. So I'm doing the same thing on this side. And we're gonna blend it out. Now, you could do over your eyes too, you know, whatever excess that's on your brush. I always recommend using a brush for under the eyes, but if you're gonna use a sponge, I would do a beauty blender That's pretty much the best sponge out there because you can reuse it. You can wash it out and reuse it. So again, I'm just stippling on the concealer, and then I'm going to use my foundation brush and kind of blend it out a little bit more. See, very quick and very easy. And this is just for daytime. You don't have to do a lot for daytime. Then for the brows, this is my favorite brush. It's the MAC Spiked brow styler. And what I like to do is brush up the brows, brush it up in one direction. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. And what I like to do is go from the base of the brow, which is here, the very beginning of the brow, and I draw a line like I'm connecting it from the base. So I start from the base and just sketch it in like this. See? And then you brush it out with the brush. That's the spoolie on the other end of the brush. And I just fill in the parts where I'm very sparse. If you can see, I'm just filling in the parts that are very sparse. And then I'm filling in the front. This is just a day look. Then we're gonna do a transition into a night look. Then you do the same thing on the other brow. So you see, I'm just lightly going in, nothing crazy. I'm just lightly going in and brushing in the excess. See? So now I'm almost done. So after I do that, if you want to do an eyeshadow, I normally like to do neutral brown colors. So this is a palette that I have that has a few colors in it. So I'm going to use a neutral color. I'm going to use this light brown, if you can see it, this light brown color right here. I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to buff it in with this blending brush. It's a 224 brush. It's very fluffy. Fluffy brushes give you a softer, blended out look. So when I say blended out, you'll see when I'm buffing in the shadow. And if you notice, I'm just going back and forth. Nothing, you know, you don't have to have a set way of blending it. So I just go ahead in and go back and forth like this. And blend it up to the crease. And then I just blend it out very softly. So I'm cool with that. And then I do the same thing on the other eye. And this is your day look. So when you're going, if you know, say you're going to work and you want to hang out with your friends, or you know, you have a meeting after work and you want to do something in addition to this look, I will show you how you can add on color to deepen it up and make it more nighttime. So this is the shadow. That's all I'm doing. Then you do a little liner. You can do a liquid liner. You can do a pencil liner. But I like doing a liner. It makes your lashes look fuller. And I don't have much lashes. So I have to do, you know, a liner to make my lashes look fuller. So you go in with your liner, whatever your preference is in your liner. I like to do a liquid, right? So I'm going to go in, do a little thin line, because this camera is not the best, so I can't really see on this camera. So I just did this line here, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Sorry. You can do the same thing on this eye. See, very simple. And to finish the look, you do your mascara. Now, before I even do the mascara, what I like to do for my day look is still do a little bronzer, right? I do a little bronzer. This one is a CoverGirl bronzer. Everything I have is not always MAC. It doesn't always have to be. Bronzer just adds a little radiance to your skin and give you a little color. It's easier to use than a blush. So all I do is just buff it in. You see, very easy. Just blend it in. And when you want to contour the hollows of your cheeks and go up, if you want to make your cheekbones, you know, fierce and you want to make them pop, you go upward. So you can bring the eyes up. And then I like to frame the forehead, because naturally when we get a tan, which is what bronzer does, it gives you a tanny look. You go around the circumference of the forehead. So you see, this is a nice daytime look. Very subtle, very casual, very neutral.
Okay,
Then,
so sorry to cut you.
yes.
For the daytime look, are you going to use lipstick or lip gloss?
Do a liner. I'm using cork liner, very neutral brown. You don't have to do a liner for your day look. You can just go on ahead and add a little color to your cheeks. And I'm sorry, a color to your lips, and just do a gloss. And when you're going out at night, you can like this is a basic clear gloss. When you're going out at night, you can transition with the liner to give it a more dressed up look. So let's say this is the gloss now for daytime. This is how it would look in a daytime. But then when you're going out to hang out, you can definitely add the liner to give you a more defined lip. See, just like that, and you blend it out. And if you notice the difference when you have on the liner and when you don't have on the liner, it definitely jazzes it up a little bit. And then the same what I said with the mascara, you put your mascara on. I like to go upwards with my lash first with the tip of the mascara. Any mascara that works for you, you can use. Mascaras are like, you have to keep trying different ones until you find one that works for your lash. So I like, this one is okay. And you just go in with this one. And I like to go in with the tip to give it a little volume. And then I go upwards. See, I go tip, I go in up like this, and then I go upward. Now, this is very nice. This is a daytime look. I think this is a very nice look, very subtle. Your skin has a little glow. And then if you want to go into night, now this is when I would intensify the look a little bit. And I would probably smoke it out a little bit and add a little smoke in the corners here. I know I'm working a little fast. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. See, I'm going to intensify it. I'm going to add a little under here, under the bottom. I'm using a small brush and I'm just applying a brown, a dark brown.
Okay, okay.
And this is how you transition into your night look. And I'm going to just smoke out the corners. Clean up any excess.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to want to brighten up under your eyes. We're still doing, now we're transitioning into night.
Yes.
So now you want to dress it up a little bit. So you see, I add a little highlight under my eyes, something a little brighter after I already concealed it. But now I'm going to highlight it, and I'm using the Too Faced highlight concealer, and I'm going to buff it in with the brush. The same brush that I used to apply my foundation. That's what I'm using. So you don't always have to switch out brushes. You can just wipe them off in between use. And if you notice, I'm going up in a triangle and down.
Mm-hmm.
And you just blend it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, you see, you notice the difference now?
Yes.
But you have a little highlight under your eye. And I like to set my highlight with a little powder, with my Laura Mercier powder, which is this one. I absolutely love it. It's translucent, and they also have other colors as well. but I like to use this one. And you see how it transitions into night when you highlight. You still have your blush on. Only difference is if you want to add a little glow, you can add a little glow to the higher focal points of your jawline, just like here, same thing. And you blend it out. And you see the glow. And you see how my cheeks are highlighted.
Yes, yes.
And you have your gloss. This is from day to night. This is your night look. And then the only difference, if you want to pop a lash on, you can pop a natural lash on. Makeup is how you make it. Makeup doesn't always have to be with the big flyaway lashes. Makeup can be very subtle and beautiful. As long as it makes you feel beautiful, that's how you should wear your makeup. So this is definitely a nighttime look for me. If you want to intensify the look, you can always add a little black liner. You know, to each be his own. Everyone does not have to have heavy makeup for it to look like a nighttime look. So you can definitely transition a daytime look into a nighttime look. And you can take away what you feel like doesn't make sense to you. So there's really no right or any wrong. Everything can be personalized to your liking and to your makeup styles.
Okay. Now we know the ladies in church, they really like to go full makeup when they go to church.
Right.
Glam. Thank you, Miss Makeup Artist. Now, what is right and what's wrong? Because sometimes we find sisters in church and they come to just a daytime service and they're really with a lot of makeup. So you say it's no right way or no wrong way. If you want to be, if you want to be fashionably correct,
right?
What is really proper? Because sometimes they have. I remember I was looking at a show a few years ago, and they said that if you're going to highlight your eyes, you highlight only your eyes. You don't have too much on your lips, you know, because you're really trying to highlight your eyes.
Your focus.
Yes, pardon me?
Like you're doing a focus feature.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you're going to use the lips, you don't do too much with your
right. Right. Because you want to give your makeup a balance. You still want to give it a balance. But again, it does depend on the personality, because there are some people who would say, well, I still want to do a bold eye and a bold lip. You know, and that's where I say, you know, it's a little, the line, it gets a little thin there, because now how do you tell a person that they can't express themselves that way, because that's how they feel is beautiful to them? So the most you can do is show them how to blend it properly. Maybe if it's not, you know, well proportioned, because of course, sometimes if your makeup is not applied a certain way, it can make you look clownish. It can. So, sorry. You want to still make sure you blend out your makeup. That's the main key. It's blending. You want it to be seamless. You don't want to be able to see where your blush starts here and then you see it here. You want to blend it in and make it marry into your skin, for say, and make it look like you woke up like that. So you just want to blend. Even if you say you want to be heavy on the blush, you just want to blend it out and make it look seamless. You know, no, you can't see where it begins and where it ends. You don't want to just blob it on your face.
Okay. So there are some women that would say, oh my gosh, I can't bother with all this. This is too much. It's too much, Natiesha. It's just too much. I just want to run out the door. So what is the basics for a person to just run out the door? I'll leave it to you.
I would say, if you don't feel like you want to even, well, listen, I did a tint. This, before I even did the night look, I put a tint on. A tint can be applied like a moisturizer. That takes 2 seconds. A little mascara and a little concealer. You don't even have to do a bronzer if you feel like you don't have the time for the bronzer. But, you know, just like I said, my problem areas are under my eyes. So in most cases, if I want to just do something very fast, I'm going to cover under my eyes do a little mascara, and just do a moisturizer so that my skin can look healthy and have a healthy glow. That's all you have time for. Put a little Vaseline on your lip and you call it a day.
All right. So basically just put on some moisturizer, ladies,
Yes.
and put on some
At
powder
least,
and a little.
even if you don't want to do powder, you could just cover up your problematic areas.
Okay.
You know, and if you have time for powder, I would do a little bronzer.
Okay.
But
And blending.
Because bronzer, like I said, you can't mess up bronzer. You can't. This is how you can go through the door doing this. You just want to make sure you hit the cheeks and, you know, kind of add a little color. That's what bronzers do. You know, it's not the shimmery kind like you would use to highlight, but it gives you a little color. So if you have enough time to do that, that could be a 1, 2, 3. I promise you, that can't be more than 10 minutes to do.
Okay. I've also seen some ladies, not necessarily in church. I've seen some ladies, they have the sparkle eyeliner. You've seen that? The sparkle eyeliner.
Mm-hmm.
And, the big eyelashes and a lot on the lips as well. Is that daytime? We're talking daytime. Is there anything really incorrect about that, or as you said, maybe you don't want to look clownish? This is daytime. I've seen someone working in a restaurant does this.
Yeah.
So for us ladies that are watching this, the ladies lounge, we're here to learn, lull, and laugh. Would you advise us ladies to do that?
I believe there's a time and place for everything. And again, like I know people that are going to the supermarket and throws them big lashes on. If I were to give my personal opinion, I wouldn't wear it just to go to the supermarket. It's just a lot. If I'm running to the supermarket and I feel like I want to zhuzh myself up, which we have the right to do so as women, I would do mascara. The big lashes have a time and a place. Sometimes it's just inappropriate for some places. Sometimes they are too much. I've seen lashes that I'm like, oh my goodness. Sometimes even the lashes that I wear, I'm like, oh my goodness. But I've seen some that are like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, it's like, again, like I say, I don't want to tell a person, but I probably would be like, nah, I would not wear that. Like, I wouldn't wear big lashes to church. That's just my personal, because I just feel like that's church. I would probably wear something more modest and subtle. If I'm going out with the girls, I may want to wear a little bit more. If I'm at work, I may want to keep it a little in between, depending on where I am. The atmosphere if I'm in a club, then you already know that, you know, in most cases you're going to wear. But I just feel like sometimes, yes, it is a little too much. And I don't want to tell someone, oh, you shouldn't do it. But if you just run into the supermarket, I don't see why you should have to put on some big lashes to go to the supermarket.
Right. So it's I know that in design, from what I've learned from design, in design, you don't give the eyes too much to look at. So it's the same thing with makeup then, correct? Because makeup you're a makeup artist.
Yes.
So, yes.
And said everyone looks at art differently.
Yes.
And
yes.
You know, I just feel like, you know, sometimes you look at a painting and it's all kind of scribbles all over the painting and you're like, this doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, in an everyday world, in what we typically would see, you would not see too much of that. But it's mostly, you know, the younger girls like that look. It's just a little party-ish. It looks like you're going out. It looks a little much for a regular daytime look in most cases.
Yes.
So, you know, that's the way I would address it. That's the way I would look at it. But I wouldn't tell a person, wow. I would just say, wow, that's a little much for daytime. But I wouldn't tell a person unless they asked me what was my opinion in that type of a look.
Yes.
Because change it up. How do you look different when you're always doing the same thing?
Okay. Okay, true, true. Like if I'm going to a wedding, I want to look different than
Yeah. So
if
then
I'm
maybe
going to
then
a regular church
right,
service or if
right,
I'm going to my sister's birthday party. So I want to look a little different.
right.
So, okay, but I want to ask you this though. How does a person look, know what is the right lipstick to wear? Because sometimes there's several different, as you know, many different colors and shades of lipstick nowadays. And you know, I
Right.
know you like the natural look. But how does a person know what is the correct shade of lipstick for them to wear?
Um, I personally feel like it depends. I feel like, say for example, if I feel like a person can be able to wear what they like if they wear it differently. You may not be able to wear a nude lipstick by itself because you're a little darker than I am. So you would have to team it up with a liner. So I definitely would go with tone, but sometimes you go against tone because, like, for example, if you want a purple lipstick, in most cases, you know, it's not a tone. It doesn't match a tone when you're doing a purple. Purple is kind of like a different shade. So it's pretty much, if you're like, for example, if you're someone who's a little darker, I'm probably going to give you a little more color. If you're someone very fair, I may give you less color because on fairer skin, colors show up more. And on darker skin, you see it a little less. So I would probably give you more of a color. Now, if you say, no, I don't really want too much of a color, then I would have to team it up with a brown liner, something a little darker, and then give you something lighter in the middle. You could wear it, you just would have to wear it differently. But I definitely would team up certain colors, light skin. If you're fairer, like I said, I would give you more subtle. And when you're a little darker, I would tend to give you something a little more brighter because then it will show up more on you because of darker skin. You know, things don't look as bright on someone who's a little darker than someone who's a little lighter.
Okay, very, very, very good notes because
Yeah, that's
sometimes
what I would do.
I have bought lipstick that I thought that oh, this is just perfect.
Mhm.
And when I took it home, it was like, this doesn't look right.
Right. Maybe it was too
Okay.
light. And if it was light, if
Yes.
they just teamed it up with you with a nice pencil,
Yes.
you probably would have liked it.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, I wanted to ask you though, also, how do you match your lipstick with your clothing? That's a very
Okay.
touchy subject.
So usually with that, you can be two of the things you can do, either complementary colors, meaning you have a color that complements the other, just like for example, green and red complements each other. So say for example, if you were to wear a green dress and a red lipstick, it would look amazing together because on the color wheel, because you know we have a thing, I wish I had a picture of one, but maybe the next class that we do, we can probably have that available. The color wheel shows you different colors, monochromatic colors, colors that, you know, all of the same colors. Like if I do a burgundy eye, burgundy lip, burgundy blush, that's what you would call monochromatic. Those looks are very pretty as well. So complementary looks are just like that, like you would do, like I said, purple and or some people like to do yellow and red. If you wore a yellow dress, you can wear a nice burgundy or you can wear a nice red lip and it would complement the yellow. It will offset the yellow. So that's pretty much how you could do that. Now you're in a red dress, you can wear a red lip, you can do a matchy lip. Now you won't necessarily wear a denim. If you're wearing denim, you're not going to necessarily wear a blue lipstick. But if I'm wearing, let's say, if I'm wearing a peach dress, I would probably go in with a complementary color like purple. Or if I'm wearing purple, I might do the same because it complements each other. So you can either do complementary colors, because we all know complementary colors. We know the black and whites. We know black, white, you know, can go with red. You can do black and white with green. You know, we know what complements each other, and you can do the same with your makeup.
Thank you so very much.
You're
Miss
very
Nataesha Joseph, I'm telling you, we could stay here all day
all day and talk about makeup. I'm telling you.
makeup. But
Yes, we can.
because time is against us. And I really, really greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you coming on and giving us these
Audrey, I
awesome,
appreciate the opportunity.
yes, these awesome makeup tips. And ladies, her information is in the comments below. So if you want to speak to her, her
Yes, ma'am.
information is there. This special makeup artist, she will tell you all about what you need to know. Okay.
Yes.
And she is located, she works at the Macy's in Valley Stream. So you can contact her, get her information. She can come out and do you your makeup for a party or wherever you're going to go, and to get yourself together, maybe for a wedding or a special event. Amen. Yes. She is available and her information is there. So I thank you, everyone for coming out, for fun. Being a part of the Ladies Lounge. Getting all dialed up.
Yes.
All dialed
up.
Ladies. Yes. So we bless you. Thank you so much, Newyork. Thank you for coming on. And we are looking forward to a wonderful, we're going to have to get you back on. Yes. I guess the ladies are going to be asking.
Absolutely.
They will be asking questions. So thank you for joining us here at the Ladies Lounge. I am your host, MCA Aldridge, AKA Pastor Michelle Aldridge, or as you heard her call me, Audrey. You know that you call me Audrey too, everyone. Love you. Thank you so much. Join us again next time, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. We are going to have a blast this season on the Ladies Lounge. God bless you.